G'day, it's Danny from Art by Marlene's promo team for 2020. Today I wanted to show you how to make a little Easter basket for the kids using a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. So we start with one piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. I'm just cutting the label off here, and I'm going to cut a little handle at 1 1/4 inches by 11. With the second piece of cardstock, I'm now going to score this at 4 inches, rotate the cardstock and do each side at 4 inches. So we end up with 9 little squares. Using a bone folder, I'm going to go over all those score lines and make those lines nice and crisp. And then I'm going to cut an extra 2 panels at 4 inches. These will be added to the front of the baskets. Now we need to cut just up to the first score line on either side. And that's it, very, very simple. I'm just choosing some Art by Marlene collage paper to go with my cardstock. And again, cutting out a piece for the handle. And then I'm going to cut some little squares a little bit smaller than the 4 inches to put onto my basket. Just to add a little bit more brightness to the basket and a bit more happy vibe with the Marlene collage papers. Once you've got all the panels stuck out, I'm going to glue stick the collage paper onto my cardstock. So this is the handle. And then I'm just going to glue down all those little squares as well. Gives the basket a little bit more interest than a plain blue cardstock. I'll put all the measurements down below in the comments after the video, just so you can follow along. And then I'm adding the extra collage sheets to the 2 panels that we cut out previously as well, just so everything matches nicely. Now I've got a couple of coloured coordinated brads, and you basically just pull the sides together, and I'm just hole punching and popping a brad through with the legs coming out to the front, because we can hide that with our mechanics later. And then the opposite side as well. So it's super easy. And then we just place the 2 panels in the center of the basket. This will become our little focal point. I'm just using double-sided tape here with my ATG gun. And then you can place your handle into the center of the basket as well. How cute is that? Nice and simple. Then to finish it off, I'm going to use some Art by Marlene dies. I've just selected a cute little face and some flowers there, and I'm going to draw out some little rabbit ears, just so it's more Easter appropriate. I'm just using a permanent pen here, fine liner, so that I can watercolour those Easter ears in. And I'm going to use the Art by Marlene watercolours. So I've just water activated them, and I'll paint those in appropriately to match the die. Just keeping it fairly simple. Now whilst that's drying, I'm just going to use some colour pencils and some fine liners just to add a little bit of Meraki to Marlene's die cuts. Just adding a little bit more pop of colour just so that it really stands out on the collage paper. So basically just going over the areas where I want to highlight her eyeshadow, her cheeks, adding a little bit more flesh tone in just so she really pops. And now I'm using a paint pen to add a few more highlights. And that's it, we're just going to put it all together now. And I'll glue that down onto my front panel of the basket. Just going to fussy cut those little rabbit ears out and we'll glue that to the die cut. And so we're just adding the little flowers now to make a focal point on the front of the basket. And I've stamped a little Easter greeting, just to add that to there with a bit of pop dots. And that's it. How cute is that? I've put a little bit of wood wool in there. Add your Easter eggs and it's all done. This is a smaller version of 8x8, 12x12 in another colour, and a little 6x6. I'll put all the measurements down below as I said before so that you can make the required basket that you like. And just a few little close-ups of how the basket's really turned out. I'm sure my kids are going to love them. So have a lovely Easter. Thanks for watching and please leave a comment. Bye.